What would you say you do here?
It's the Signal Chords, home of the Underground podcast. A podcast dedicated to up-and-coming bands, labels, artists, and more. Plug in and join your host, Brad Nunnery, as he dives deep into what the future of music has to hold and discover something new along the way. What else do you have to do?
Hey, this is Tony from Tired Radio. You're listening to Signal Chords podcast, home of the underground.
I've been this way for all of my life. Kinda lazy, sorta crazy with a slide over bite. Lately, baby, I've been waiting impatiently for a dopamine spike. You say you're sick of always running away, but you insist on jumping ship when we start taking on waves. I don't wanna be another one left stranded on this desolate, malevolent, lovely fucking island you've made. Hey, where you gonna go when all the places that you've been you have already called home? Yeah, what are you gonna do when all the reasons that you're leaving here are bound to come looking for you? Well, okay, yeah, here we go again, as you resuscitate a futile argument, an opportunity to fucking ruin me. You pouring salt into my wounds is nothing new to me. You're the reason to believe I don't mean anything, a ruin just to take a stance against this pain you bring. And when you make your great escape this time, I won't forget to cut the strings. Hey, where you gonna go when all the places that you've been you have already called home? Yeah, what are you gonna do when all the reasons that you're leaving here are bound to come looking for you? So swim with sharks when things get hard and learn to stay. The choice to dive is yours, not mine. Easy out, your great escape. Hey, where you gonna go when all the places that you've been you have already called home? Yeah, what are you gonna do when all the reasons that you're leaving here are bound to come looking for you?
That was Your Great Escape by our good friends in Tired Radio. Many thanks to Tony for recording that promo for us. Really do appreciate it, man. Now you can find that song off their latest album, Hope in the Haze. It's out now via Red Scare. It's one of my favorite albums of 2025, and I had the opportunity to interview Tired Radio on episode 1 of this season's podcast. So if you want to find out all about that album, the making of it, and all things Tired Radio, you can do so here on our YouTube page. Or if you want to find out more about Tired Radio, you can do so at tired_radio. All right, what's up, everybody? My name is Brad Nunnery. Welcome to Signal Chords, home of the Underground podcast, season 4, episode 8. Presented by my really good friend Jeff Small over at 1603 Designs. My guests tonight are Natasha and Becky. They are from the band The Iron Roses, a self-described rage-filled sparkle punk band based here on the U.S. East Coast. Love The Iron Roses. Love what they've been doing since their 2023 self-titled album. But the band is currently working on their brand new album, Molotov Nights. It's set to drop independently on August 6th. So we're going to talk to Natasha and Becky all about the making of that album and what fans can expect. Now, the band has already released a couple new tracks, Dead Eyes and Body Count, which I love tremendously. So if you haven't streamed it yet, by all means, please do. It is really killer stuff from them. Now, the band is set to do a really killer tour with a legendary punk band called the Subhumans. They're going to be touring the East Coast here very shortly with a stop here in Orlando. So we're going to talk to them all about that, as well as, they're going to be doing some runs here in September, like a 2.5 week run to celebrate the album release, Molotov Nights. So we're going to talk to them all about that, and then from there, and that's going to be in the U.S. And then from there, they're going to be heading straight over to Europe and play Belgium, Germany, Austria, a lot of different shows and festivals, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to talk all things Iron Roses with Natasha and Becky. All right, so right now, let's get into their latest music video. It's called Body Count, and it's on Signal Chords, home of the Underground podcast. Becky and Natasha from the Iron Roses. Oh my God, it's so great to finally meet you guys.
Hi.
Oh, you know, it's been a long time coming because I've helped you all with a lot of your songs and all that kind of stuff, and I love everything that you guys are doing in the Iron Roses. It's been amazing to follow you guys, and you know, it's really cool to finally meet you guys. And first of all, how are you guys doing?
We're good.
We're good. We're a little tired, a little stressed, getting ready, but it's all a good thing. It's in a good way.
Yes, good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, and it's funny because when I was doing some, you know, kind of research before the show, it just dawned on me that tomorrow you guys go on tour with the Subhumans, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe we're doing this podcast. You guys should be getting ready and not doing a stupid podcast. You know what I mean? But I thank you guys for taking the time to do it. So how stoked are you guys to tour with such legendary band like the Subhumans? And you're doing a whole bunch of East Coast dates here in Florida, and I want to talk to you about Orlando as well. But are you guys prepared for the tour?
Oh, no. I mean, we're stuffing clothes into bags and getting merch together, all that stuff. But yeah, it's fucking insane doing this tour. It's I mean, I remember the first time I picked up The Day the Country Died, and it blew my fucking mind. Like, rearranged everything. I didn't listen to any other album for like a year. You know, it was just like, that was punk. That was it. That's what I wanted, you know? And so being able to now go on tour with this band is pretty insane for me. As an old person.
Sure. No, it's come full circle, right? It's one of those things where you're starting to play with some of these bands that you grew up playing with and being involved in the scene. And that's got to be such a trip, right?
Bands that seemed larger than life when I was younger, where it was like, you know, like 15, 16-year-old me, if you were like, oh, that band, you like that band? You're going to be touring with them like decades from now. Like, that would make no fucking sense to me. You know?
Right, exactly. Like, how much do you want like a time machine to be able to tell your younger self, right?
Yes.
Like, just go back and say, hey,
there's
listen,
so many reasons, but
yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, because you're going to be touring with the Subhumans and all your favorite bands.
fine.
You're going to be touring the country and all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
that's super cool, man. That's got to be such a great feeling. And, you know, one of the really cool things is that you guys are finally playing Orlando. I know you guys have played Tampa or St. Pete before. I haven't been able to meet you guys down there, but I'm super excited to see you guys here in Orlando. At Will's Pub. It's such an intimate. I don't know if you guys have ever played there before, but
I love
have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's go ahead.
Like solo days. So when we were like, it was like the first solo tour. I want to say like 2021. I don't remember. I just remember there'll probably be more people there.
Yeah.
than there were
the night we played there. Yeah.
It's been at least.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah, no, Orlando is it's a really fickle kind of a market, but Will's Pub is such a great and intimate kind of atmosphere, and a band like yours coming in there and just and being able to see all you guys on stage and doing it, man, I'm really looking forward to it. I'll be there, and yeah, it's really great. And so what can people kind of expect on this tour? I know that we're going to talk about all your other tours with Frank Turner and all that kind of stuff, but let's talk about kind of this run of shows right now, and what do you guys got kind of up your sleeve as far as what you guys planning on as far as set list or any of that kind of stuff? What can people expect on this run? Because I know you probably switch it up in different markets and all that kind of stuff, but this run, what are we talking here?
Yeah, I mean, well, we have 2 brand new singles out, so we will be playing those, which is exciting. We played them both. Was that last month? Whenever we were in Canada on the Pooza tour, and it was, it's always crazy to play songs that are new to people who don't know them yet. So like now it's going to be really exciting because the last single that we just released is like 2.5. Coming up on 3 weeks old now, so people are learning the words, so it'll be very fun to play those songs. And a lot of the new songs that we wrote for our live show, right? So like there's a lot of moments where we anticipate people singing along or knowing what parts are for all of us, the whole room to do together. So but other than that, like we love to do sets that are short and fast, like just a straight punch, like just especially because on a tour like this, I know that we'll have a lot of our own fans out there, but there'll be a ton of people who don't know us, and that's kind of our bread and butter. Like we love that. We love to just kind of show up, swing, and then walk off the stage and just have people be like, what the fuck was that? So that's fun for us.
At the end of the day, we're a punk band, so we come in. Bye.
Guns a blazing, right? Just like go in, and you got about like 35 minutes to play.
Exactly.
I don't see much reason to play longer than that. It gets I have horrible ADHD, so like with the new album, I think is only 26 minutes. Like I can't
really.
Oh wow. Every song I get, if a song even threatens to be like 3 minutes long, I'm like, no, we got to cut that back.
26 minutes is great though, because like every time I think about it, I'm like, that is somebody's commute to work.
Like
that's their drive in the morning or their drive home, and that's perfect.
And and it's funny because like you make a really good point to where it's like these moments are fleeting, and like your attitude or whatnot. It's not like Tool you have to be in the mood for, right? You have to like sit down and do your thing or whatever. But like but with like Iron Roses and punk bands, it's like you just want to get that aggression out really fast and just like relax. Just get it out. That's what I love about punk rock. And some of the your brand new song Body Count, I think I messaged you guys, and it's just incredible. I love like the brattiness of it. I love the anthemic part of it. You know what I mean? And it's such a fun musically it's a fun song, right? It's very anthemic. The video, which we played here at the beginning of the podcast, I love the DIY. You guys are in the U-Haul and doing everything, totally DIY, and it's such a great vibe in that music video. But the song is just, it's great and it's anthemic, and I can't wait to see it live. But at the same time, you read the lyrics and you're like, holy crap, this is some serious shit.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like you guys deal with a lot of really serious shit in some of your songs. But it looks like a lot of fun in the music video. But like if you actually read the lyrics, you're like, holy shit, like, you know, this is some personal shit here. You know, do you guys write your songs as far as just writing songs, just you have an idea with the song, or do you have like a live stage kind of like a mentality about it? Like how are we, when you go into the recording process, like we want to play these live and we want to make it, the people jump around, we want to make the people sing the songs, or you just want to write a really good song and hope for the best kind of a deal, or is it a mixture of both?
A little column A, column B, we go for anything and all. I think that our songwriting is very much chaos. It's just if you hear an album of 10 songs, you're missing about 35. You know, we just write and write and write and write. No, not good enough, not good enough, not good enough, not good. Okay, we've written this song 5 times. Which is the best version? And things of that nature. So, but it's important that we put our viewpoints and our opinions into those things and how we feel about the world around us, because that's how we feel punk should be. So, and I've always said there's not much reason to give a shit what other punk bands are doing. Do what you think you should be doing, you know, and that's what we think we should be doing. So we do it. But at the same time, we're sort of goofballs too. So it's hard to just get stuck in that just being angry or that just speaking on issues. We also have a lot of fun doing it. And when we speak on these issues, it makes us feel empowered. It makes us feel happy. It makes us feel like we're accomplishing something. So we also bring that joy to the table at the same time.
Yeah, and I love that juxtaposition of just the fun, and I've watched a lot of your live videos and stuff, and you guys are having the greatest time in the world, and you two both singing and doing it. You guys compliment each other so well, and it's really great to see you guys on stage and do your thing. And it's really cool that how you guys can pull it off and have that dual singing. You guys sing it both at the same time, which is really great. It makes it more arena rock kind of stuff, and I love that part about it. But I want to know like how the two of you guys met and decided to kind of put this thing together and really take it forward.
Yeah, I mean we met the same way most people do in this day and age. Like we met online, but Nat and I we've known each other for like 15 years, something like that now. So we've known each other forever. And when Nat started her solo career, like 2016, 17, something like that. I did a little bit of backing vocals on some of her albums, like when we recorded with Pete and things like that. And I think the transition, no pun intended, the transition from Nat's solo stuff into a band, that was something that she wanted and was kind of natural progression for me to come along with that. And then just started to take up more space as that idea or the reality of the band started to take shape. So it's just been like a progressive thing, but also like a naturally progressive thing. Cause again, like we've been in each other's lives forever. And, I've been listening to her create since far before I even knew her and, in person. So, it's just,
I think, and especially with the new album, I think we're finally realizing how to utilize both vocals and make it work to where it's not just here's where you sing or this is a you song, this is a me song. It's more of just I don't even know how to explain it. It's not even purposeful. It just evolved that way.
Yeah. And that's got to be, a lot of fun in discovering, how to use both of your voices, on songs and trying to, discover different ways to harmonize or different ways to, shed light on each person's personality kind of a deal. And I think you guys do it really well, especially on these two new tracks. I love everything that you're doing, with Dead Eyes and Body Count. And I'm so excited for Molotov Nights. It's out August 6th, which is my daughter's birthday. So yeah, so it's my twins. I have twin girls, and their birthday is August 6th, and my sister's birthday is August 6th. So I'll definitely remember the release date.
That's awesome. Yes.
So, yeah. So it's one of those things where like I could tell that you guys are taking it to the next level as far as your self-titled release, and I can hear different things as far as the harmonies and the sound, the sonic portion of it. No, with your self-titled in 2023, and going into Molotov Nights, what did you guys decide to kind of like do different, or what was your main focus on this new album that you didn't really do on that self-titled and what people can expect?
I think that what we really wanted to do is highlight a more aggressive vibe without getting too heavy-handed with it. Right. We're not a hardcore band. We're not a hardcore band, but we're not a hardcore band, And I think that in blending so many different sounds, we've been trying to find out, well, that's cool and all, but what is our sound? Right. Because with the first album, I think it was we had a lot of the ska and reggae influence in there. And you will still hear that on this album. You haven't heard it yet, but you will, even on this album. But I feel that we've really honed what we wanted our sound to be. And what we want our sound to be is more aggressive, more punk, more, and let the reggae and the ska stuff be more of a part of what we do, not the headliner,
Sure. Yeah.
And absolutely. I think that a lot of it was inspired as we were, again, no pun intended, transitioning from the first album to this one with the EP, and that sort of cheerleader vibe that we were going with, and going, that touches a nerve, like that sort of cheerleader, but more aggressive feel. Like you hear it in Dead Eyes, you hear it in Body Count, you'll hear it in a song called Fascist Lullabies on there. Like there's something that connects like that old school punk, like Crass and Subhumans and shit like that. And that sort of cheery, like chanty vibe that just really touched with us and became sort of the forefront of what we were doing. And a lot of the more poppiness, sing-songiness, and the reggae and the ska became sort of a foundation for that sound, like something behind what our actual sound was. And that was really cool to find on this album, to go, here we are. This is what makes us, is this album.
And we really did pull from like, when we approached the writing process, like pulled everybody's best and strongest part of who they are, or how they're influenced, or where their talent is, like leaned on that and brought all of those together. And that's I think one of the things that does define our sound is that it's not one thing, because we are not one person, which I know every band can say that, but I think that everybody bringing in what their own passion and their specific influence and talent is, or background. Like I remember being 3/4 of the way through what we thought was the writing process for this album and being like, why aren't you screaming? Like that's what you do. Like that's what you do. Like we need to like
bring that in a little bit more.
Like we are getting too soft here. Like let's run at the wall. Let's do it.
It was hilarious because it was her. It wasn't me. She was like, it's just too wimpy. It's just it's too sing-songy and silly. Like let's beef it up a little. Like
do that, but also faster.
Yeah. No, it's great because I like I said before, like I love the mixture of both your vocals, right? Natasha, like you've got that rough sounding, and then Becky's in there going, doing the harmonizing and stuff, and it's so perfect, and I love the way that you guys do it, and you guys got a lot of people in your band, and so like trying to highlight everybody and try to get everybody involved and stuff, and coming in, and compromising, we're all a little bit older in the tooth, you know what I mean? So it's a little bit easier to, I always joke about this with bands and stuff, the older bands where they're like, they don't care anymore. Like the bass player has a part. Okay, we'll listen to it. It's not like the young days where like, these are my songs and this is how we're going to play it, kind of a situation. And I don't get that vibe from you guys at all. It feels like it's a really good collaborative project for you guys.
Yeah. And it's something that's very important for us. And it is actually also something that I brought over from Boy Sets Fire and how we ran things, was that, unless you can play all these instruments by yourself through this whole song, it's not your song, it's not all of our song. And we all have a part, we all have ownership in it. And it's important to do it that way for us.
Wake up, we got another hit. Distraction with the same old pitch. Exhausting and gaslighting to the screams of children dying. Consume, bleed out and start again. Images of bloodshed normalized through oversaturation. Something's gotta give. Your money's dropping, bouncing, cars are stopping, babies in Sudan, blinding eyes in the Congo as they excavate the land. Conquest is the end game, and greed demands a toll. But the power is stolen and the rich divide control. Bow down to your golden gun. Liberation through a loaded gun. They're still voting for messiahs as they burn out their pariahs one by one. One by one. Images of bloodshed normalized through oversaturation. Something's gotta give. Your money's dropping, bouncing, cars are starving, babies in Sudan, blinding eyes in the Congo as they excavate the land. Conquest is the end game, and greed demands a toll. But the power is stolen and the rich divide control. Images of dead eyes burning holes through our collective silence. Something's gotta give. Something's gotta give. Your money's dropping, bouncing, cars are starving, babies in Sudan, blinding eyes in the Congo as they excavate the land. Conquest is the end game, and greed demands a toll. But the power is stolen and the rich divide control. Dead eyes, dead hearts, as the rich divide control. Dead eyes, dead hearts, as the rich divide control.
Talk about Molotov Nights. What is the meaning behind the record, or behind the meaning of that song, or the title of the record? Why Molotov Nights?
I think that there was just sort of like in our name, there's this sort of mix of the almost violent and the romanticized, and the flowery and I felt like that vibe really captured a lot of the romantic feel of Revolution. And that sort of the, and it's almost not even, it doesn't even have to be like political protest or revolution. It could almost be any kind of revolution within your life, where you remember the smells and the feel and the vibe and what the air felt at that moment, and just taking that in and remembering that and having those moments where you just go, that was good. That was good. And I think that's really what we wanted to capture with that title. But it was funny because it was just a song on the album. And then it was like, that name though, it commands something.
Sure.
I think that has to be the title. So,
and it just like encapsulates
the full breadth
the album
and
who we are, like the dichotomy of like fists in the air, but also I'm fucking dancing down this, protest line also because you're not going to make me miserable like you. So it's like it just encapsulates everything kind of perfect.
Yeah. I mean, that's, and Natasha, you hit it on right on the head with, that's how music is for me. Right. You can listen to, that like the 90s, skate punk kind of stuff, or you can listen to the grunge or the alternative rock. And you always remember when you listen to Nirvana's first, Nevermind for the first time, and I remember driving down like a certain road at a certain point in life. And that's what, like the beauty of music is, right? It's like, it's a time machine. I was trying to tell my daughter that, get her into music, and she's like full on, like loves music now. But I'm like, these are all time capsules because when I was, she's 13 now. And I'm like, I discovered like NWA and Eazy-E and like all this West Coast crap, like this most disgusting, lyrically kind of stuff. But I remember like being in 8th grade and like singing it, verse by verse. And I told her that, I go, what? Every time I listen to Eazy-E or NWA, I always remember 8th grade. And it's one of those things, it's one of those things. It's a time machine. That's what music is. And that's why I love it so much. And I know you guys do.
Straight Outta Compton and Rain and Blood, Slayer, were two albums that I listened to religiously for a very long time.
Oh, really? Those are two different
at the
styles,
same time. Like
I
go back and forth. They just, for me, they work together.
No, it's so funny because we've all lived through the the 80s and the 90s and all the different genres. So we have like a multiple love of different styles of music, and there's no gatekeeping or any of that kind of stuff. And it's like, oh, I just like punk, or we're a little bit, we love what we love. I love like really melodic like dance music. That's like my like EDM kind of stuff, melodic stuff, not that, not that but it's really cool to be able to listen to all different types of music. And you made a really good point and hit it on the head right there. So really cool. All right, so I got a question. So you released a couple singles in 2025, Class War, Cheer Squad, and Fight Back, and Agit Pop. Are these songs going to be on the new record, or were these just like one-offs last year?
Those were they were songs that actually, when we started writing this album, they were songs that were part of that writing process. And we really we had a huge touring, year last year, and we hadn't put anything out since that self-titled album. And we needed to get music out there because it was like, we wanted to have more things to play. We were playing with our sound a little bit. And so Agit Pop, getting that out last year, became sort of a bridge between the sound that is on that self-titled album and where we are now. And it kind of sits perfectly in between those parts of our journey. So I'm super glad that we did that, because it all three of those songs have pieces from both sides and work really well right there.
Yeah, it was very purposeful to go through and go, okay, what are the 3 songs that are going to guide people properly?
Right.
And it was easily Class War, Fight Back, and Burn.
Yeah.
It was like, those are the ones. Those are the ones that have to go on the EP so people can follow the bouncing ball, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's like one of those things where, like, you might have some time in between albums, and you got to put something out there just to keep people's attention, kind of thing. And how often do you guys think about that when you're making music, as far as like just keep it
constantly?
Yeah. Is it a big hot button for you guys? Yeah.
We are constantly writing all the time. We're writing now.
Yeah.
I've been writing new songs as this is slowly coming out, and it's very important to us. I mean, it's important in general because the public has a short attention span, but fortunately so do we. So
and me,
it's, and we are workhorses. We don't have the luxury of youth.
No.
Where a lot of bands, it usually takes about 10 years to really grow a band, and we don't have that kind of time. So we got to do it in like 5.
Right.
So it's right, and keep going. And only like with Molotov was sort of the album that we went, okay, 10 songs, good. Don't We're not going past that. We're not putting songs on an album that are like, well, yeah, that's good. Well, then fuck it. What's the point?
Yeah.
Like, don't put it on
Sure.
there. No song that are like, yeah, we like that one. But do you love it?
Yeah.
Is it great?
Right.
Is it important?
Sure.
Is it so hooky you can't get out of your head for days?
Yeah.
And
Then
does it also like, does it have all those things and also make sense in the context of the
Yeah.
rest of the songs? Because there
Yeah.
are great songs that are not on there
Yeah.
because they just didn't work in the grouping of the album.
Sure.
Like it's
Sure.
There's about 20 songs that sucked, and there's about 3 songs that are pretty good fucking songs, but who
Right.
wants pretty good fucking songs, you know?
Right.
What's
Yeah,
the
exactly.
point? We don't have time for that shit.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, you want to feel proud about what you're putting out there and not
Yeah.
half-assing it. You know what I mean? That's
I
a
want
sense of
every
pride.
song to be a single.
yeah.
That's
Sure.
like that. I could see it as being released on its own
Yeah.
and still having the same impact. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I hate when bands just throw a track on because, well, we worked on it, we should put it out. Why? Fuck
Right,
it.
right.
It's not important. If it's important, then put it out. If you could release it as a single, then yes.
Yeah.
Otherwise, no point.
We had like a bit of a benchmark. Like if it didn't like make us cry or make us want to run through a wall, it wasn't going on the album. And it had to be collectively too. It couldn't be like Nat really loved a song and the rest of us were like, we wouldn't go. Like it had to be everybody had to feel very intensely positively in some way about the song, or it just wasn't.
I can't tell you how many times I've been like, God, listen to this. This is so good. And either her or Pedro would be like, I mean, it's all right. Fuck. Like, you know, it's like, but it's funny because like I'd be depressed about it, but then I'd go back and go, damn it, they're right. It was okay.
And sometimes
that's one of those things where you just you know, and I know Pedro, he's also in Fire Cell as well. He's also in another band. He's a busy man. And now do you guys record at his studio? Because I know he does.
Yes.
A lot of recording at his studio. So you guys record with him?
Yeah. I can't imagine at this point allowing anybody else to touch it because it's like we're very respectful. So like when we recorded this, I think what did we do? A week block. Like we did a week and then we took a month. And then came back and did another week. So we did, you know, instruments on the first one and vocals on the second one. And we're very cautious not to tire him, but also like he knows intimately like what our sound is or what parts are important. Because like we have a wall of sound. Like you said, we've got 2 vocalists, we've got 2 guitars, like he knows how to pull the best of our sound out sonically even. So
Pedro is our sound.
I mean, honestly,
like
he's the backbone of what.
He has really created a lot of like. Even if I write a good portion of the songs foundationally, they don't become us until they go to Pedro.
Yeah,
and he tracks them out, like demos them, and makes them sound what they're supposed to. And there's even some times where like we'll write something, we'll all be stoked on it. Pedro will figure it out, send it back, and like, oh no, wait, that wasn't that great, you know, because what he does brings out what should and shouldn't be, you know? And so, but, you know, after that first album, and then especially after the EP, we're like, well, how are we ever going to record with anybody else? Sorry, bud. You're like, you're going to have to do double duty because you figured it out. You like, we're never going to, you know, bands will go for a certain sound that they hear other bands have. And we really wanted to find our own original sound. Yeah. That was so important. And Pedro found it. It was like, well, you're stuck now. Like, sorry.
No, but it's a, you know, I mean, a lot of bands nowadays have to do everything, social media, all that kind of stuff. And, you know, especially when you're doing a DIY and you're doing your own music videos and all that kind of stuff, and having somebody that's that technical, you know, and being able to do it, especially with a band like yours, where there's a lot of different key players and everything, and mixing it and making sure everybody, all the instruments and all the vocals sound really great. That's, I mean, I feel for Pedro because he's got a lot of knobs and a lot of like, you know, trying to balance everything out. And that's no huge feat. Yeah. I mean, that is a huge feat for him, you know?
Fortunately, he has a guy named Andreas that does our mastering that's in Richmond as well. And they'll, when he's mixing, they'll sort of bounce things off each other. And like, he'll send it to Andreas, he'll send it back and be like, if you mix it this way, I can master it this way. You know what I mean? And they'll work together. And it's cool that he has that because we're useless at that point. Like, it's like, I don't know, make it sound good. I don't know, you know.
Right.
So,
we already sang it. So you guys do your magic. You know what I mean? No, that's so awesome. And, you know, shout out to Pedro. Can't wait to meet him as well here in Orlando. I know he does. He's a really super busy guy, you know, with his other 2 bands as well. So, taking the time and creating a really, you know, good couple singles that you guys have so far and an amazing album prior to. Kudos to him.
We take up a lot of his time, honestly. We take up all
annoyed
of his time.
He's like, I'll text you back. Does he get annoyed? You're like, I'll text you back when it sounds good.
No, I'm keeping busy on the road.
Yeah, on the road with this band. So
yeah.
But you know, it is what it is. Like, but it's cool, you know, that we have somebody like him that knows what he's doing, that knows how to I don't know, he just has an original sound to what he does no matter what it is he's doing. I mean, we have banjo on our new album.
Nice. Okay.
That starts out, it's in one of the songs and he came up with it. It was like, he picked that thing up. I was like, dude, come on.
Yeah.
And he did. I went, what the fuck? Like, it was like, it sounds incredible.
Yeah,
like,
that's awesome.
So, yeah.
I love those little key elements of surprises where it's like, you know, you don't hear it, you know, if, you know, you don't hear on the other records or whatever, and you're like, what the hell are they doing there? This is this is a nice little surprise. I love those like little surprises and kind of a deal. You know, and I also love I was talking to somebody I miss the old days of like the last track, which is it's like 23 minutes, but it's like a 3.5 minute song, and then you have to wait until like another 10 minutes. And then it's like, oh, like it comes out of nowhere. It's in probably like a different language. Like it's a song in like Spanish, but it's the same song. I think Ignite did that one time and it surprised the shit out of me and all that stuff. Yeah. All right. So you know, you guys are super busy and you go on tours. We talked about the Subhumans, but there's a lot of really killer shows that you guys are doing. You guys are doing a couple record release shows. You know, you're doing a Euro one and then you're doing one here in the States, in Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, New York, Ohio, all that good stuff. And then you're going to Europe and like, I think Germany and doing one. Is it Germany, correct? Is it all through Germany or is it like, Netherlands and all that stuff?
We have like in September, we're doing an album release tour, in the US. And that's like 2.5 weeks, I think. And then we come home for less than a week, and then we go to Europe and do an album release tour in Europe for another 2.5-ish weeks.
Germany, Netherlands, Austria, Belgium. Yeah.
Probably some other places.
I think that's it. I think it's
Switzerland.
Sorry. Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh
yeah.
Nice.
We're doing all of the things.
And I know you guys have toured
much in Europe and German speaking countries.
Yeah.
Right.
So I know you guys have toured, you know, in Europe before. Is there certain places that you love or certain in the second follow-up question, is there certain places you haven't played before that you're really looking forward to spreading the good word about the Iron Roses?
Yeah. Essen.
Yeah. Essen in Germany is a place that we love to visit. Honestly, as far as Europe, anything on the mainland is usually really good to us. We have the UK is like, it's sort of like playing St. Louis. Like it's
we're trying,
but it's not like a main market of ours. But I don't really think that there's anywhere in Europe that we've been that we haven't been treated very well and had a great time and things like that. But
places I'd like to go. I'd like to go to Spain.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
We did Barcelona.
Yeah, we did Barcelona that was with the festival tour. I'd like to do that on our own.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool.
Scotland keeps asking.
Yeah, Scotland would be really cool. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head.
Do you guys look?
Yeah.
Do you guys look? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. We're just
no, go ahead. We're just randomly going through, countries we think are cool.
No, that's absolutely. Do you guys rely on the streaming services as far as like who's listening, where, kind of a thing, and does that kind of determine like maybe some markets you can go, like let's say Ireland, for example, like your number one listeners are in Ireland. Do you kind of say,
yes and no, but it's the US and Germany.
Yeah.
They win.
Like it's very, the US and Germany are usually neck and neck in terms of like the amount of people. I live inside of Argata. Like the back end of everything is like, that's my thing. So like, and sometimes that does determine whether or not we think that the financial risk to go somewhere makes sense for us right now. Like certainly we want to go everywhere, and at some point we will, but while we're still a little baby band and we have to, every tour that we do, all of that income goes into the next tour. Like we're not paying ourselves or anything like, and everything is neck and neck. So it's like, okay, we have to be very smart about where we go, which is, why, right now I don't know when we'll be able to go to the UK again. Or like we said, we'd love to go to Scotland, but financially, can we make that work? Right now? Probably not. The places that we have the highest numbers are US and Germany, but also that's a little bit like, okay, well, the US is certainly bigger than Germany. They're neck and neck in numbers, but that doesn't mean that we can go from Maryland straight across to California and draw all the way across because like like we're playing Omaha, I think in September, and it's like, well, we've never played there and I don't know how many people are going to be there, but we'll find out. So there's a lot of the US that we probably, are still too new to draw really great numbers, but it's all about just kind of using the numbers and making educated decisions to be smart. So
sure. And then, with the way the economy is and the way gas prices are for the bands and all that kind of stuff and touring bands. And I know you guys have been in the music business like forever, and you've seen the highs and lows, as far as, with your experience, from when you started until now, what's been like kind of biggest challenge for a band like yours to be able to, like tour Europe or even tour the States for that matter, with gas prices and be what they are and venues charging you, a percentage of the merch and all that kind of stuff. Like, how do you guys make it work and be able to, do you go into credit card debt and hope for the best kind of a deal? How does that work?
We don't even have credit cards to go into debt. Like I said, we literally fund, every tour is funded by the one before. And I think, well, let's take Nat, for example. Like Nat's obviously had the longest, most professional career out of all of us. However, when we started as the Iron Roses and started kind of formulating how do we grow this band, she had to learn a little bit too, because she's like, back in her day, they just got in a van with a jar of peanut butter and just fucking booked their own life all across the, we're out for 4 months. And I'm like, you people can't do that anymore. They don't do that anymore. Like now you kind of have to grow online or grow, grow from home and then go out and play shows. Otherwise you will bankrupt yourself and kill the band. And so it's like the opposite of how she, has grown bands in the past. And so that was a fun little, like, we can't do that. We can't do that.
I will tell you, if clubs want to take a percentage of our merch, they better be fucking selling it. Because you don't get shit from me. I have sat at the merch table staring the dude in the eyes like, what are you going to do? Take it? Call the cops. What the fuck are you going to do? I'm not giving you a cut.
It's got to be a challenge and trying to make it work. And I know there's a lot of bands that would love to like tour and do all that kind of stuff, but you're right, you have to start local and start playing, and maybe you go out maybe to a different state 5 hours away and you play, and you start getting your name out there and all that kind of stuff. It's just I feel for a lot of bands nowadays, no matter how big they are, it's still a lot of money, no matter how big the production is, no matter how if you're riding in a bus or any of that kind of stuff. Like nowadays, just seems so hard just the way that the industry is. And I give kudos to bands like yours and just going and fighting the good fight and doing it, and because you love what you do, and that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's hard, but it's also, I check myself and my bandmates on this a lot. Like, it's hard, but it's also, we have a privilege that, again, back when Nat was growing her career 40 years ago, they did not have the privilege to make their music accessible all across the globe with the snap of a finger. Like, we can put music out on a streaming platform. I can look at our numbers and be like, somebody's streaming us in fucking Bangladesh. Like, you guys do not have that privilege. And I know a lot of people, like, yes, it sucks to make content all the time, but we get to do that because we are in control of our musical destiny, and we have the like, we don't have to wait for a label to pick us up and put us on MTV. Like, fuck it, we're on MTV right now. It's called Instagram. Right. Like, you have the ability to do that. So we do. It is very hard, but you also do have a lot more control over your destiny and career than ever before. So
Truth. And it's all about what you put in, right? The hard work that you put in. And it's all about, like, how serious are you going to take this? How good are the songs going to be? How, it sucks to do the social media. It sucks to, all that kind of stuff. It sucks to, produce your own records and write your own, and record your own records and all that kind of stuff and do all your own tours. But at the same time, it's super awesome because you have those outlets to be able to put your music out there and not rely on, like you said, a label schedule to where, like, okay, you have the record, already in the can, but you got to wait a year before it comes out. And it's like, holy crap, you know what I mean? It's like those days are over with now. And that's kind of like, like apples and bananas, you know what I mean? Like, you kind of just, just go, use your work ethic to the best of your ability. I mean, that's the way I see it.
Yeah. We've said several times, like, we're not against signing to a label, but they're going to have to do better than we can do for ourselves.
Sure.
And that's sort of the bottom line,
Yeah, and I did notice that you guys are self-releasing Molotov Nights. And what was the decision behind that and not going with Iodine? Or I don't want to, like, talk crap about it.
No. There's no bad blood there. It was just, it was time to move on. It was time to grow, and it was time to do things ourselves and see where it takes us. And like I said, we're just not real interested in being on a label that can only pretty much do what we can already do,
right?
And again, that's not a slight at all in any way. Iodine's great. Casey's wonderful. It was just time for us to sort of grow up and leave the nest, and figure out what we needed and what we wanted as a band.
And also like who we were
who we were as a band.
Like, there's also something for me personally, like, there's something that makes sense about putting out a punk record and doing it yourself and owning it yourself and not having anybody, not like labels are above you, but having nobody to answer to, no system above you, nobody holding out like a checkbook and like making you dance for it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, nobody cares about what we do more than we do. So we should take this shit up into our own hands and put our blood, sweat, and tears, not just on the front end, like in the writing and the music, but on the back end, and trust ourselves and trust our fans that believe in us to say, okay, like, we have to at least try to do this ourselves because there's so much that, if nothing else, like, we're learning a lot about, everything on the back end. And that will, if we ever do decide to, partner with a label, we're going to know so much more now because we're a lot more.
Absolutely.
It's like being in your second marriage. Like, you learned a lot the first time around. Now you know what you'll take and what you won't, and what it takes to be in a healthy marriage. Like, it's the same kind of thing. So
Yeah, I mean, that's so awesome that you're all able to do that. It stands the test of other bands should take heed and do everything for themselves. I mean, that's, you put your hard work in it. Labels will come and be able to offer you a better deal or whatever, or make it worth your while. But if you could do everything on your own, and you produce your own records, you put out your own vinyl, all that kind of stuff, and you take the chance, and you know what I mean. People are going to notice, labels will notice, and then it's all your hard work, right?
Yeah. Also, if your label ends up doing everything for you all the time, they're going to get annoyed.
Yeah.
Like if you're not putting anything in for them to market, for them to use, they're going to get sick of you.
They're also not doing that for free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you sell a record, and that's, you know, their work is not out. It's financially beneficial for them too. So, yeah.
All right, so let's talk about all right, so I asked this to my last band, and it went really well. So I'm going to ask you. I need you to describe the new record in 3 words, each of you. So Nat, describe the new record in 3 words, and then Becky, you can go after Nat.
You want me to go first?
Joyful, aggressive, and contagious.
Nice, love it.
I was going to say feral dance party.
Oh, okay, you did beat that. Okay, yeah.
Feral dance party. Oh,
I love that. That's good.
Thanks.
Oh, that's so awesome. That's totally not what I expected. That was gonna
Right,
go.
I love it.
All right, so the last thing I want to talk to you about, I know you guys are playing Orlando, but Fest. So I know you guys are playing Fest, but you're doing Female Fronted is Not a Genre Fest in October, like right around that. So were you guys offered to do pre-Fest and then you couldn't because you were doing this other thing, or you decided not to do pre-Fest? Were you guys even offered to do pre-Fest?
There were a lot of things in the air, but there was nothing possible to even like talk about because we are flying from Berlin to Gainesville in order to do both of those things. So even if it were an option, or if it was like anything that our booking agent would have even talked about, he wouldn't even have brought it to us because it's impossible.
We're playing Berlin Thursday, getting on a plane in Berlin Friday morning, landing Friday night local time in Florida, and then playing Fest on Saturday. So it'll be hopefully just another day of tour. Like we won't have time for the jet lag to really kick in until after Fest, and then at that point we can collapse home anyway because we'll have been on the road for 2 months at that point, essentially. So
What's the key of surviving a tour in a busy schedule like that?
Sleep.
That you guys got.
So I could tell you from experience in this band and pre this band that the way you succeed and the way you keep going, get some fucking sleep, drink water, don't party. That's not what you're there for.
Yeah.
If you have a drink here and there, fine, whatever, but getting drunk is fucking stupid. And especially if you're on tour, it's dumb. And especially if you're playing a show and then going out with friends and partying afterwards, there's zero chance that you are putting 100% into your show the next day. I don't care who you are or how superhuman you think you are. You're going to suck the next day. And that is ripping off your fans, whether it's financially, or even worse, you're stealing from their time because they could be doing 3 million other things, but they chose to come see your dumb ass get up there hungover and like sort of phone in a fucking song. It's very important that, and we take it so incredibly seriously that every night after we play, if we can, we get on the road so we can get somewhere and go to sleep, get up in the morning, get breakfast, make sure we're drinking enough water. Also make sure that we're spending time together as friends and not just at the club and then we go our separate ways, get wasted and somehow meet up the next day. It doesn't work.
Right.
So,
I mean, that's really great advice, especially for other bands and all that kind of stuff. Cause you're right. You don't want to phone it in. You're not, superhuman strength, especially if you're a singer, right? The both of you can't afford to be able to do it. Right. Your vocal cords be shot. I know when I have a heavy drink at night and I try to do something with my voice. It's just like, forget about it. I got to drink piles and piles of water. It's not even good. I'm not even singing. I'm just talking.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's honestly like the only reason you are on tour is for that 30 to 40 minutes on the stage.
Sure.
What are you fucking with that for?
Yeah.
Like,
It's work.
it's
There's
work.
work.
You got it. Yeah.
If you want to party, go to a show.
Yeah. When you're home,
Yeah.
go to a show, party with your
Sure.
friends,
That's
have fun.
different.
You know what I mean?
But playing shows is
Knock
work.
yourself out. But when you're on tour, don't do that shit. It's fucking dumb.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. Great advice, Becky and Nat. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this podcast. It's been an absolute pleasure to meet you and talk to you guys. Best of luck to all the tours and shows. I can't wait to see you guys in Orlando and meet and hang out with you and all that good stuff. So best of luck to you. We'll see you here in a few weeks.
Yes. I'll see you soon.
That's wild.
All right, guys.
Tomorrow.
Oh, no.
Bye.
See you guys.